Okay, I'm looking at the field in front of me thinking there's stuff growing in there. No, this is the field we are planting. Got 1900 litres of grass. So let's do this one. Get paid. Let's see from the shadows that it's getting late in the day. And that's one of the nice things about this map is it's got small fields and it's got big fields. So you don't have to worry too much. Oh, that's got an entrance into my clover field. Seem to be arable. And I am thinking that the field to our left now, where we're passing that opening, I am planning to turn that into an arable field once our clover fields up by the new clover fields up by the farm are established. And then if we buy this field as well, we could plant them with the same thing. So you can just harvest one and then drive through, or plant one and then drive through. Because access is easier at this point, and I didn't really want to make a track to get around that field if I could avoid it. At least I don't think I did. Some fields, I think, let's pull this up. Field 27, I had to put a track around the field so I could get to 25. But making 25 arable, I could make 25 and 26 the same crop. So you can plant them all in one go, you can harvest them all in one session. You don't have to worry about, oh, one field's ready, the other one's not. They'll be ready at the same time if we do it that way. But I need that clover. You know, I still need to produce clover, so I can't destroy the clover in the field up here until we know the other clover's established and we've got that as guaranteed use. We produce too much clover for the farm, but we also use it to create silage and sell at the BGA and create digestate, which is a free fertilizer. So I do want to overproduce on clover just so that that option is always available to us. But our silage production is not particularly great. But not when you consider how much we were doing when we started this farm, and we weren't using the Maize Plus, so sheep took hay. So 1 cut per year on one field was all the hay that we needed to feed the sheep, and then everything else was silage. Fall was always silage, all silage, because normally it rains, so there wasn't enough time for the grass to dry. Now the offset is grass does grow faster than clover, so you will generally get 3 cuts of grass in a year, although one might not be 100% yield. You will only, at least my experience so far with clover is you will only get 2 cuts because you have to wait until the clover is mature before you can cut it. You can't cut it early like you can with grass. So we lose the third production. Now, again, we only started with clover last year. So we had to plant it on the first day of early spring. We had to wait for it to germinate, which was the second day of early spring. And then we had to wait for it to grow, which took us into summer. Now, those fields that we have clover in now, that were planted last year, don't have to be planted today. They don't have to wait until germination tomorrow, and they will start growing potentially from today. So we might be lucky and there may be a second or a third cut of clover by late fall, but it'll be a pleasant surprise if there is. But it does put all of our clover fields up close to the farm. So we don't have to travel miles to get it all cut. And the mowing train is quite substantial. You've got this tractor with the mowers, second tractor with the brake, a third tractor with the baler, a fourth tractor with the wrapper. So you're running 4 tractors in a train to get that done. Boop. Oh, it's there, close. How are we doing? It's not. I'm on the wrong page and I don't have enough room to keep planting. Let's do that. Stick it on cruise. Now I can look. 91%, so we are nearly done here. This is awesome. You could put the accelerator down. So there's a couple of little patches here and there which I missed, but again, not a great scheme of things problem. And a little banjo of dirt here to plant. So we've used about half a bag between these 2 fields, in excess of what we had. So I'll be storing less than 2100 litres of grass at the farm, which bonus, but that's still 1200, 1100 litres more than I would like to store. Because that's money sitting around in a shed on the farm that I'm not making use of. And I can't do anything about. There we go, contract done. So, that paid well. So we've got a baling contract, another fertilising contract. I think we're good with contracts. And wow, look, germinated already again. I'm going to drive over here and jump out. So yeah, there's kind of an option to put a path along here. But this corner gets very tight, so I would lose some of this as we go round Obviously going around this way, not a big deal, and then we would have to expand into that field there in order to make space. Now I did that on this field so that there's a dirt track along here, which normally isn't. We lost part of this field for that. I also do want to take out both of these trees and plough this up. When we've once we've cut this clover, and it's currently status growing, so once we've cut this, we'll plough it in and plant something nice. And I'll take those trees out first, so that we don't have quite so much in the way of obstacles when we're planting and harvesting and what have you. This field could use the same. You lose those trees in the middle, plough close to that hedgerow. But this is probably not going to be a field we buy until next year. Okay, where's the way out? I think we're heading straight at it. So I can jump back in the cab while we drive. I mean, for Farm Sim 19 or for any farming simulators, I tend to do a lot of third-person driving, just so that I can see what's going on behind me. Because otherwise, you'd be driving along and then trying to look out the back to see where the equipment is and look where I'm going, and the only way I've got to do that is with a mouse. And when you're using, both hands on various buttons and stuff, grabbing the mouse as well. I don't have 3 hands, so it makes it a little bit more tricky. If I had head tracking software, probably be a little bit easier, but I don't, so the only time I really drive in cab is when we're trekking across vast distances of roadway, and especially when there's overhanging trees, so you can't see what's happening because the trees are in the way. The crop's looking good. I believe that's our canola, so that'll be ready in the summer, midsummer. That's good. Did see a roof of a car there, so it's coming. Quick Look mod does allow me to track with a button press 45 degrees quickly, but again it's kind of clunky. Vehicle enhanced driving mod is the thing that tracks your head as you're turning. So as I start turning, I start looking to the left as I pull in. It's both good and bad, because the problem is it turns in the direction you're steering. So if you're going backwards, it actually looks the wrong way. Because that's a case of when I'm, if I'm doing a reverse action, but I want to turn into that shed to the left, and I don't, I'm pulled up here, so I don't know that I'm going to make it. I can stick it in reverse, change my direction of view so I look forward, and then when I turn the wheel to the left, I look left, but what I really want here is to see that entrance and when the tractor's lined up with it. So, in spite of having that running, it's handy most of the time, but sometimes for certain applications it's not quite as ideal. Actually, I'm not going to wash this up here. I need to be out of the tractor so I can see what we're doing now. Let's stop by the silage bunker and unload the grass. Because last week I got extravagant with my spending, and we now have a washer down here as well. So I'm not spraying the seeder loaded with seed, because that would probably cause seeds to grow in the seeder, which probably not the best of plans. Okay, that'll do. Turn that off. That engine sound is very loud. Okay. And yeah, the same when you're reversing a trailer. I want the trailer to turn left, but I'm steering the other way. But if I'm in the cab, I can't see over this thing anyway, so... And the mirrors aren't entirely useful. Okay, that's done. Yeah, I did have space. Excuse me. Gotcha. Okay. Now something went bad here. Something went really, really bad here. Huh. Now it's totally bad. Okay, I can put my hand close to that. I can't put my hand on the header. What the heck? The problem is I'm going to have to drag that out of there in order to get the header back on the trailer. It's a disaster. I don't know what caused it, but I noticed it during the winter. Okay. Drive back up here. We'll put that grass seed back in the shed with all the other spare seed. Actually, I think I might put it at this end. Don't have to walk so far. Is there enough room? Yeah, just about. So we have grass, we have spelt, we have barley. Drag the spelt over. Okay, we have barley. We have triticale. We have sugar beets. We have Sunflowers. So we are going to need sunflowers a little bit later. Yeah, we still have the sunflowers to plant. We have clover. We have canola. We have oilseed radish. May drag the wheat over. See, wheat's another one. We've never grown wheat on the farm, but I have done it as a contract, which is why we've got almost negligible amounts of wheat left. Oh. And let's that stack up. We'll pull the canola over. So we actually got a lot of really nice, well, something. And I'm now stuck on canola. Go away. There. Doing this is a lot easier by hand with the strongman mod than it is with a front loader. But it's still not pretty. Really. Just... probably shouldn't be carrying them two at a time. I think... trying to drag it over to the corner. There we go. And we'll put that one on top. Maybe. So again, lots of oilseed radish, but that is because we are using it on our spring plant fields when we have time to. Okay. I really don't know if that sunflower seed is sufficient to plant the field that we need to plant this year, but I kind of don't mind having extra because that is the main oil seed that we plant here. Okay, engine off, jump out, we are done there. How's our wool doing? Our wool is doing wool stuff. We've got 3 more pallets there. These pallets are 32,000 litres. So, said we had... It just tells me how much wool I've got in there. It doesn't tell me percentage full, but I'm pretty sure I bought 32,000 litres, so they'll go up to 64. But I decided that was kind of excessive. Oh, hi dog. You want food? Oh, have more food. There you go. Okay, so looking over the Spring Valley is the time. We're coming up on 12 o'clock, so I guess we might consider this end of today's session. So we've got these fields need to grow. pH looks reasonable compared with this field. This is low. These are looking okay. pH is lime. And then the nitrogen levels, I don't know. I did do those. So no, yield ground. Okay. Sandy loam, loamy sand in that one. This one has loam, so this is a good yield. Anyway, yeah, yield. We haven't cut this field yet, so there's no yield on either of those. I forgot about that. Anyway, that's fast wind time, I guess.